John Pesutto now. John, that's quite a sight there in Melbourne. Who would be behind such an act of vandalism?
Ratbag protestors, frankly, Laura. I think it's appalling. This is not what our country's about. We don't tear down statues. We don't desecrate our national symbols. Sure, Australia Day, in my view, is a day which evokes different things for different people. I get that and I respect it. In a democracy like ours, there will be people who want to commemorate and memorialise the impact of European settlement on Indigenous culture, and I'm one of those too. I think Australia Day can and should be about both, but it must also be a day where we can celebrate our great democracy in Australia and also our advanced economy, all the things that make us as a people so proud.
Can it be both on Australia Day? Do you think most people actually just want to celebrate as one nation?
Yeah, I certainly want to celebrate, Laura, and I'll be doing that tomorrow. I'm shortly off to a citizenship ceremony in Melton, in Victoria's western suburbs, where I will be giving the keynote speech. So I think Australia Day is something to celebrate. But being in a democracy, I can accept that if people peacefully want to take a different view, that is perfectly okay for me. But tearing down statues, desecrating important national symbols, it's not on, and I condemn it.
Okay, what should happen when these offenders are caught?
Well, I think as a symbol of our determination to uphold our history and understand that our history is very much an ongoing part of who we are as a country, I think the statue should be reinstated. That's the first thing. I don't think we can reward this kind of vandalism and, frankly, this kind of violence. And I think it's incumbent on leaders to call it out right across the political divide. Because there's another question here, Laura, that I think we're all starting to grapple with, is where does all this end? Okay, you desecrate and tear down statues. What's next? Our parliament, where I'm standing? Is anything going to be left if this debate and this type of behaviour, rather, is allowed to run amok across our community in January or at any other time in the calendar? We've got to stand up to this now and say, look, there is room in our democracy for debate, but only civil and respectful debate. Any kind of violence or vandalism, I condemn it, and so should other political leaders.
Well, we've been debating for quite some time. In many ways, do you think people are tired of the debate? They want to see some kind of resolution and not have this awkward day.
Well, I'm one of those. I'm very tired of the debate too, Laura, and I can't see why the date can't be a very respectful occasion to do both. Reflect on the painful parts of history that I know
you don't think it should be changed
Australians
then?
will feel.
John,
not all.
Not one of those that want to see the day changed.
No, I definitely don't want to see the date changed. And I'll make a couple of points, Laura. Why? I think we should be respectful, as I said, that the day can evoke painful memories for and feelings for Indigenous Australians. But it's also a day to celebrate what's great. I'm standing in a parliament which is a testament to one of the greatest democracies in the world, in one of the most advanced economies in the world. But here's another thing, Laura, that I think is really important for those who do want to change the date. Let's be honest about what the issue is really about. Yes, it might be about Australia Day as a national day, but it's also about how do we treat the 26th of January. And for someone like myself, I see January 26th as a day of both things, reflecting on that painful past for Indigenous Australians, for sure, but also understanding that we cannot deny the benefits of the heritage we did become beneficiaries of, which is our democracy, our economy, a community in which diversity can be celebrated and where people who come from all over the world can celebrate this country's success. We have to keep our minds focused on what's good about that as well. And we shouldn't just discard it because, as I said, Laura, where does it all end?